So now it says we will not develop or in any way purchase a military weapon. That's a big difference. So we're getting what we want slowly, very tough negotiators. It takes a long time. I'm in no hurry. I'd like to say I'm in a hurry because, you know, gasoline prices are going to come tumbling down. But if you're going to be in a hurry, you're not going to make a good deal. And slowly but surely, we're getting, I think, what we want. And if we don't get what we want, we're going to end it a different way. Their Air Force is totally gone, 100%. Their military, we've sort of left it alone because we think that their military is somewhat moderate. They have other people that aren't moderate. We've taken them out. We've taken different forms of leadership out. We've actually left their military alone. People would be surprised to hear that. Because mistakes have been made in wars where you wipe out everybody and then you have a country that's, you know, for 40 years can never rebuild.
A big mistake that the Iranians made was attacking their GCC neighbors, their neighbors in the Gulf, because we had many very good allies who maybe weren't completely transparent with us on the money, Iranian money that was in their banking systems, all of a sudden became very compliant in terms of being willing to turn over accounts or help us freeze, block accounts.
That was President Trump telling Fox News' Lara Trump he will not let Iran get a nuclear bomb. That is his red line, that Iran's military hasn't been hit aggressively because it's turning moderate and they can work with them. And that's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent telling our Maria Bartiromo that the Mideast Gulf nations turned against Iran, gave up the Iranian regime's assets and bank accounts. The White House is now seizing the Iran regime's estates, villas, and also $1 billion from cryptocurrency. But the news today that Iran has suspended all diplomatic talks with the U.S. over Iran's opposition to Israel's strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon. Let's bring in veteran U.S. Navy Captain Brent Sadler. Captain, it's good to see you, sir. Thanks for your service to America. What do you expect will happen here? Will President Trump get Iran to give up its enriched uranium that's enough to build about a dozen nuclear bombs? We know it's buried under rubble. Is he on the cusp of an enormous victory here?
I think so, but I'm not sure we're days away or weeks away from that. Clearly, the IRGC is calling the shots in Tehran, and more pressure needs to be brought to bear on them. And I think taking away their leverage on the Strait of Hormuz by the targeted strikes, I mean, there's been 4 of those now responding to threats from the IRGC at that very critical strait in Hormuz. And so taking away any leverage they have and keeping the blockade on them, time is on President's side. And I think getting the deal that is suitable to the United States, we need to give the time for that. But again, I think we're looking still several weeks, perhaps, on the outside.
But, you know, the story is Iran is betting that the president will buckle because of the midterms and pressure from the midterms. Do you agree with that?
Mm-hmm. No, I think that was part of their calculus. They clearly were trying to run an influence campaign. As you saw early on after the October 7th, 2023 attacks, led by Hamas, they activated a lot of their influence networks all over the world. And of course, behind that are also their terror cells. So they've tried, but they've failed so far to have any real effective, movement in the political side of things. And certainly the president's made clear he's not going to be moved by the midterms.
Okay, the U.S. Navy blockade, you just mentioned that. Extremely effective in cutting off the regime's access to oil sales. They've lost upwards of 90% of their funding. The U.S. did conduct self-defense strikes on Iranian radar and command and control sites for drones this weekend after the shoot-down of a U.S. MQ-1 drone that was operating over international waters. But we want to get to this. You know, military experts warn that Mideast peace depends on America showing muscle and strength because Iran will continue to mislead about its nuclear bomb program as they have misrepresented the range of their missiles that can strike Western Europe. Watch Democrat Congressman Jim Hines admit on CNN that former President Barack Obama's Iran nuclear deal was a failure. A Democrat is saying it was a failure, and that Iran could have built a nuclear bomb at any time.